Good day and welcome back to the Family Cyber Clinic. In 2019, our dependence on our smartphones is frankly mind-boggling. We would be lost without our phones. Many of us will literally be depressed if we were without our phones. But have we taken time to consider what would happen if our phone fell into a gutter, into a toilet, or perhaps when we're coming out of a car, it fell onto the road and a car ran over it? Have we considered it? Have we considered how long it will take to recover from any of those scenarios? One of the considerations we must entertain is backing up our phone. This will give us the best chance of recovering from this disaster pretty quickly. So in 2019, we should be asking the following questions. How do we back up our smartphones? What exactly do we back up? And lastly, where should we back up our information to? In years past, we used to mainly back up to a PC or to a Mac. But in 2019, the backups are mainly done to the cloud. And so this week, the clinic is going to show you how to back up your Android or your Apple phone to the cloud. But before we do, I will ask those who are dropping by for the first time to subscribe, to the channel, and click the bell so that you'll be alerted when content like this is released every week. Of course, I would like you to like and share this video with your family and friends, only if it's beneficial to you, okay? All right, so in 2019, Google automatically syncs your contacts, your calendar appointments, your documents, and even app purchases. Of course, as long as you give it permission to do so. But while Google will preserve a lot of your data, there are other methods and backup programs that you might consider using. This is often different from phone to phone, and there are several ways to do it. The most common way, certainly on an Android phone, is to go to Settings, Google, and then Backup. On the Galaxy phones, you can also get there via Settings, Cloud and Accounts, Backup and Restore, and then of course your Google account. On a Google Pixel phone like mine or any other stock Android device, you go to Settings, System Advanced, Backup, Backup to Google Drive. Okay? For devices that are running Android 8.1 and up, the following items are backed up. You have application data, that's simply installed applications and settings, your call history, your contacts, device settings, and that includes Wi-Fi passwords, wallpapers, and default applications. You have photo and videos, and then you have your SMS text messages. It does not include multimedia messages or MMS. Okay, so for some other Android devices, the list will be as follows. You have Google Contacts data, you have Google Calendar events and settings, you have your Wi-Fi networks and passwords, wallpaper, Gmail settings, applications, display settings, that's brightness and sleep, language and input settings, date and time, and then you have settings and data for applications not made by Google, okay? You can choose a few more things to add to this list. You sync them up and prepare to back them up, okay? Okay, so while in settings, go to accounts and click on your Google account, then tap account sync. On a Samsung Galaxy phone, it will be settings, cloud accounts, accounts, Google, and then you have sync account. This may be slightly different on different devices and versions of Android, but what you are looking for is a long list of sync icons covering things like calendar, Chrome, contacts, documents, Drive, Gmail, Google Play Movies, etc. And any other service you can virtually back up. The list will differ depending on what you have on your phone. Okay, so it's also quite different on Apple phones, and I'm going to show you how. So on an Apple phone, you go to settings, click on settings, you click on the icon that shows your picture, and then if you scroll down, click on iCloud. Then you scroll down again and look for iCloud backup. You click on it, and then you see backup now. You just simply click on backup now, like so. And then you can see that it just starts backing up. So you can do this, and of course on the iPhone, you'll be backing up data such as your accounts, documents, the home configuration and settings. If you want anything more, you are able to go in and toggle the things you need to add to make sure those are backed up too. Okay? All right. You know, some items are quite large in size, like photos, videos, and music. You may choose to back up or transfer those to a PC or to a Mac by plugging your phone into your computer and manually copying those files over. All you need to do is to, plug your phone into the computer using the cable that came with the phone, because usually the cable would be a cable designed not just for charging the phone, but also it will allow you sync data from your phone to your computer. On some computers or Macs, when you plug it in, when you plug the cable in, you may have to, because the drive will not show up straight away, you may have to pull down your notification shade on your phone, expand the notification, and you find something like tap for more options. If you tap for more options, you'll find that you have an option that allows you to select file transfer. Once you select that, you'll find that the computer will now be able to, talk to your phone, and you're able to transfer files that way. Of course, if you're having any problems and your phone is not showing on your computer as a drive, then there's a problem. You probably just have a charging cable and you're not necessarily using the cable that came with your phone. Okay, so you need to get a sync cable, the one that does charging and syncing. Once you sort that out, you find that your phone will appear as a drive, and you can now drag and drop data between your phone and your computer without any problem. Okay, all right. In 2019 also, you notice I'm using years because it's important, because these things change rapidly. So in 2019, almost all smartphone vendors offer a backup solution for your device. They mostly allow you to port across your contacts, your photos, your messages, and the rest. A few of those vendor options are Samsung Smart Switch, LG Mobile Switch, Sony Xperia Transfer, HTC Backup, and Motorola Migrate. The clinic would advise that you do the right thing and back up your phone today. If you don't back up, you obviously run the risk of losing everything when any of the scenarios I mentioned earlier happens to you. God forbid it happens, it will be quite tedious, tedious and time consuming to get back, where you were before you encountered the disasters. It's also important to back up your phone, especially these days. We find that we're changing phones every year. Many people are swapping over phones. And you find that if you back up your data to the cloud, it makes the process of transferring from phone to phone a lot easier. So please do the right thing. Back up your phone today. That's the clinic's recommendation. Okay? And as we do each week, there's a Thomas Cook refund scam that's on the rise. And this information is gathered from Action Fraud. Criminals are using the Thomas Cook liquidation as an opportunity to lure victims into financial scams. Members of the public have reported receiving calls and messages offering refunds by people purporting to be associated with or acting on behalf of Thomas Cook. Action Fraud have urged people to be vigilant of unsolicited calls, texts, or social media messages that ask for personal or financial details, and not to automatically click on the links in unexpected emails. Legitimate organizations will never contact you out of the blue and ask for your PIN, card details, or full banking passwords. If you get a call or message asking for these, it's a scam. Remember, your bank or the police will never ask you to transfer money out of your account or ask you to hand over cash for safekeeping. If you think you have been a victim of this or any fraud, report it to Action Fraud on the number showing on your screen. Thomas Cook customers should go to the link also in the description for details on how they can make a claim. Okay? Be safe. Again, as we do each week, the PowerPoint for this week: listen to advice and accept instruction, and in the end, you'll be wise. I'm your host, Cyber Pastor Lawrence Edem. See you next week. God bless and goodbye.